Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Eat, Crit and Survive Plays a Board Game, where a bunch of people have gathered in different locations to play a board game online digitally.
Ooh.
We have got the usual suspects have gathered today. We would normally be doing D&D, but instead today we're going to play a board game that has been chosen by Ross, who is below me and did not pay attention to what was going on. We also have Tom.
I was just about to start eating my waffles, so you caught me mid, like
Good.
Mid-waff.
We also have Tom.
Hello.
And regular stream watchers will recognise Dom in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
Hello. And I'm thinking Voss just decided to play remotely because he didn't want to share his waffles.
Yep.
Both of these things are possible and are probable. I'm just going to adjust my microphone because I've realised it is on the accept audio in the room version rather than just... Oh, no, it is on... No, it is on the solo mode. Never mind, carry on. It is on the pointing at me rather than everything mode, so that's fine. Alright, we are going to be playing a board game, but first we are going to talk about some of the things that we do elsewhere. So there is a number of things that we do. Recently we have started putting onto our YouTube page, we have been putting games which we have played at Manascrew Northampton. We are very grateful to Manascrew for letting us go and use their stuff. Most recently, Dom and I played a game of... What was the most recent one that we recorded, Dom?
Did we record Cobble and Fog? Or...
We did not record Unmatched Cobble and Fog. We recorded Paint the Roses, is what we did.
That was it, yes.
That has not gone live yet, but Isle of Skye has, so that is going there. That is on our YouTube channel. You can go check that out. And the other 3 or 4 games that we have there. We probably will do an Unmatched tournament at some point, because I now have one of the Marvel options, which is pretty cool. So I would like to see a battle of Ghost Rider versus Sherlock Holmes, or Luke Cage versus Dracula, because why wouldn't you? It's when you get the Velociraptors in somehow, and then it's going to get weird. So yeah, Manascrew Northampton, check that out. They are friends of the show. We also are proudly supported, and we proudly support Game Tea, who are wonderful purveyors of gaming goods and gear in the UK. We are brand ambassadors for them, so a proportion of the sales that we can give to you, you give them to us. So support them, support us. Everyone is happy. We have an affiliate link.
Win-win.
It is a win-win for us. You get some cool stuff. We get a little bit of money. They get some money. They are cool, independent, LGBT-run, and female-led, actually, female and LGBT-run company, who are currently doing a Kickstarter that is for 5 different LGBT pride-related minis that you can use for D&D and your RPG. It has got some of the some pretty cool minis, and you can go have a look of that. I haven't got a link to that, but just search Game Tea on Kickstarter, you can go see it. It includes the wonderful Tina Fling, who is a drag queen. So, why not?
Yep.
It's awesome. There's all sorts of wonderful stuff on there. And if you go onto their website, you can either follow the affiliate link gametea.co.uk/eatcritsurvive, or you can use the code eatcritsurvive to get yourself 5% off your basket. You can get some wonderful shirts and nice posters. We are going to be showing some of our posters actually on our Instagram page, which you can go and check out, eatcritsurvive. Some of the posters that Laura and I have got put up in our house, in our living room, which, Ross, you will see those tomorrow.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll see some of those. Thank you, Ross, for putting that link into the chat. Yeah, they got funded in like 20 minutes, so that's pretty cool. And they are, it's pretty basic, good range of pledge, and pretty affordable. I think. I'm trying to think of a good way of getting them into to be the BBEGs of the campaign, or but doing it in a way that isn't, problematic. Which is the issue.
The bulge on the half orc is quite impressive.
It's fantastic. If you can see the backside of it, his arse is fantastic. He is chiseled.
I'm just scrolling through. Oh wait, that is chiseled is the word for it. Yes.
I'm not going to look now. I think I'd be overcome.
There are some pretty cool minis. The goblins raising the pride flag is one of my favourite things. It's which is pretty cool. You got Tina Fling, which does look fantastic. And yeah, dancing pirates I think is one of them. It's also
I'm
sorry.
not going to have a, I'm hoping Tina thing is a tiefling.
Yeah, it's a tiefling. She is a tiefling.
Cool.
But yeah, the half orc is brilliant. I have to figure out a way. I have to figure out a way to incorporate them into the campaign at some point, and to paint, and just to paint them because that'd just be cool. And you can get them in different sizes as well, which is kind of cool. You can get them from sort of like normal mini size to like bigger mini sizes, which would be quite interesting. But those are indeed the options of mini size and then bigger mini size. I don't think they've got the full statue stretch goal yet. Who knows?
Oh, yes, my word. Sorry, I've just reached the rotating view and.
You did link it in chat as well. So.
If you're watching this on the YouTube afterwards, go and check out the Kickstarter. And if you're watching this on Twitch, then yeah, you can go and have a look at the.
Well, it's worth it.
It's worth. They are fantastic.
As a barbarian, I now know where they can hold their great axe.
Yeah. Is there the great axe in your pocket? Are you just pleased to see me? I don't have pockets. Well.
Just clenching.
It is.
Surprise attack.
I mean, it's got to be +2 armor back there, surely. No sneak attack.
Everything bounces off.
+2 arsenal.
Exactly. Nice, well played. Alright, so shall we get into the game that is bouncing around my screen as Tabletopia is wandering? We are going to be playing. Ross, what's the game we're playing?
Yeah, how do we pronounce this? Tiwaniku?
I've heard it as Tiwanaku. Tiwanaku by the publishers. Tiwanaku by Sit Down Games. I don't know if they're affiliated with Shut Up and Sit Down. The logo looks very similar.
Yeah.
Yes, this was a Kickstarter game, which is at the point of backing. Well, it's now at the point of shipping out on. I think it's shipping out soon, or they're accepting late pledges. There is a QR code.
I have kickstarted it, which is a little bit why I want to play it. So.
Nice. It is available on Backingate. You can go and do late pledges. I think are available. There's a QR code. I'm going to leave that on screen for a moment. The story behind it. This was originally called Pachamama. Which is Mother Earth. Guides I'm reading this from the rulebook, so apologies if I'm not looking at the camera. I am reading this because I didn't learn it beforehand. Mother Earth guides the Quechua?
Yeah.
Quechua? Someone please
We're going to
correct me
butcher
if I'm
all
wrong.
of these. So.
Yeah, we are probably not going to use them beyond this section, so apologies if we get these wrong, because we probably will. Mother Earth is guiding them to their search for fertile lands.
Quechua. I just googled it.
Oh, they're Quechua. Thank you.
Quechua, yeah.
The Quechuan people, the Andean goddess, brings prosperity to the families of those who profoundly worship her, and Pachamama paints the landscape with the fruits of their numerous crops. You will lead your people into uncharted territories in search of new lands to farm, which you will seek to explore those regions, trace their contours, and develop the agriculture according to the customs and legends of Pachamama. Nature will reward you. If you do not, you will suffer her ire. Deduction and a good sense of timing should help you succeed. So the overview of this is that we have arrived in a valley where there is no human impact as of yet. Much like in our D&D campaign, which you can check out, usually Fridays.
I'd like to say it was planned, but it's not.
Yeah. We are exploring the regions. We're trying to find what Pachamama wants us to grow in these regions. So as we are exploring around in this terrain here, we are going to be using the power of prayer and deduction to try and figure out what it is that we want to be, what sort of terrain we have here, and what we are trying to build, and what crops we are wanting to plant in that location. Yes. Normally, that we will be doing this via the power of the Pachamama wheel, which will have a scenario. Basically, this game is set up with a whole series of scenarios that just slot into this wheel, which is just decorative in this version of the game. And you can normally slide out little windows to sort of see what the things are based on how things are orientated. Yes. It sort of blocks stuff out, which is really cool. It's hard to do that on Tabletopia, so what we have instead is we have this grid, which has got 3 tiles, effectively. One with a question mark that is just hiding everything. The layer below it is going to tell us the terrain, and then below that is going to tell us the crop that is going to go on there. And Ross will explain how that's going to work in a moment.
Yep.
But the setup is basically designed for us based on this. So this is a scenario of the game. I don't know if this is one of the finalized ones, but this is scenario 3. So potential spoilers if you have this game coming. I don't know how this is going to differ from the physical game.
So they said on the Kickstarter there's only a finite number of the puzzles that are delivered with the box, but there's enough of them that the replayability value is there, because by the time you've gone through all of them, it's quite unlikely you're going to remember the positioning of everything from the first time you played it, basically. So
yeah, that's fair.
even if you watch us play through now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna spoil the game for you, unless you have, I don't know,
Photographic memory.
photographic memory, basically, and you can just remember everything. But in which case, sorry, maybe don't watch, or maybe stop watching every couple of minutes to give yourself some surprises.
Yeah. Okay, so we are deducing what type of crops we should plant to respect the will of Pachamama. It is crucial to respect certain sizes of regions and the principle of diversity. So for each space on the board, there is only going to be one correct option, and the diversity rule will sort of be explained a little bit more as it goes along. So, Ross, are you
want me to
finished?
take over from that? I've eaten half my waffle, so we've done all right here.
That's okay. You can begin waffling on and telling us how we are going to play.
Sure. Really?
No, Dom, you do not get to groan at my puns. Specifically, you don't. Ross, please explain to us how this works.
Yeah, sure. So initially, we're going to randomly select who goes first. So I don't know how we do that, but we can do that either now or in a bit. Do you want to still roll a D20 now?
D20 is how we like to do things. I have physical dice with me today because I was shooting something earlier.
I have some physical dice next to me as well.
I rolled a 10.
7.
11.
Ross is going to go first. So Ross, you are the red player, which is the brownish meeples on the board. So if we just go from you and then just move on the line, so it'll be me, then Dom, then Tom.
Sure.
And then you.
Sounds good.
Which is weirdly going anti-clockwise. It's not even going anti-clockwise. It's just going up and then reverse on the overlay, which is a bit weird. There we go. It's fine.
Yeah, we can.
It's fine. We're adults.
Yeah. So basically, during the game, we'll take turns going clockwise, which kind of indicates really, and you must either explore or divine. Okay, so those are the two options you could do.
I'm just putting putting this purple meeple there to indicate you are first player.
Sure. The explore phase always begins with a movement of one of your, I'm going to call them meeples, pawns, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And then it may lead on to a discovery phase afterwards. So the moving is hopefully quite simple to explain. Essentially, you can move only your meeple orthogonally, and you, if it reaches a crop tile, so that's a space which already has a crop tile on it, like in fact, the ones we can see out here, these discs essentially, or it hits one of your other pawns or meeples, you can then change direction.
Sorry, slight correction on that one. It's if it hits one of your opponent's workers, because you can move through your own workers.
Yes, one other than your pawn. Sorry, yes, correction, yes. And you can change direction, continue moving, and you can essentially move across the entire board if it were possible. But as soon as you enter basically essentially one of your spaces which limits that, obviously, direction, or you land in an empty space, which is just the terrain on it. Sorry, without a terrain tile on it, going back, then you can essentially must stop in that space. And then from there, we then play a discovery phase, if you would wish to, which is basically you can then try to predict which I think off the top of my head. No, that's
the divination phase.
That's divination. You just reveal the tile going correctly here, and then that moves you along the what do they call it?
The diversity board, yeah.
Yes.
And then if you move up on a notch, so hopefully, yes, good. Obviously, I can't see what you're showing at the same time, but hopefully Luke's showing at the same time.
Yep.
But basically, as you're moving up that track, if you're, say, for example, you are on 2 on the mountains and you move up 2 on the plains, then you would gain 2, would gain 1 point in that regards because you've only got 1 point already on there.
Sorry to interrupt. Sapphire9218 has said dead ass dope.
Yeah,
Just
that is
saying.
true. No, yeah, 100%. It's going to be non-stop on my mind.
Yeah.
But obviously the tile that is revealed, which I'll get into a little bit later, but is going to be determined by the board that Luke referenced earlier at the top. And typically that's a wheel in the actual game, but in this case it's the board that we've got on Tabletopia. And yes, you score some points. You can score some points that way, basically. And the intention there, for strategically, is that you're trying to be consistent in the type of terrain that you're discovering, because obviously if you have them on even levels, you're going to be scoring more points as you're going along. So it's not worth racing through and getting one really high and then progressing on to the next one and so forth.
Just one thing to check. Sorry, Sapphire, can you tell me whether there is a bit of an echo going on? Because I can see the levels bouncing a little bit as Ross is speaking, but I don't know if that is just coincidental. Carry on speaking, Ross, and I'll see if I can...
Sure, no worries. Does that make sense to everyone? That was a bit of a mumbled explanation. But basically, you can move your meeple orthogonally. If it hits a crop tile or in someone else's meeple, then it must change. It can change direction and continue moving. You can do this as many times as you want. It cannot enter a space that has... it cannot stay in a space basically that has a opponents in it. In fact, I don't think it can even traverse a space with an opponent in it.
No, you can't. This is what...
Yeah.
Also, there is no echo. It's just me saying things. It just
and if you... and obviously there's neither a crop tile nor another beeple in that space, then you can end your movement there, basically, and reveal it. That's pretty much that. The second... So that first part's of movement always have to potentially do... Discovery is like an additional part of that, if you so wish. Or instead of doing movement, you can do divine, which is essentially everywhere where you have meeples, you can try and make a prediction about what's the crop that's going to be revealed from that space. And you can do that for as many meeples as you have on empty spaces.
Until you get it wrong.
Until you get it wrong. And based on the type of crop that it is, depends on how many points you get. So there are crops ranging from 1 to 5, essentially. So going from sweet potatoes, coca leaves, peppers, corn, quinoa. And then you go, as I just very, very quickly remembered how to actually pronounce that word before I said something like curiano or something like that. Because that's 100% that would catch me out with some partial dyslexia going. So you can keep going to, like Luke says, until you get it wrong. Now there is a way you can work out, it's not just a random guess, which I'll get onto maybe in like 2 seconds or so, but you can, for the most part, predict what crop is going to be coming up on those spaces. And obviously that's going to help you along. You can't always get it perfect, obviously, but hopefully you should have a good idea. And so again, as a strategic kind of viewpoint, it's better to guess on what you think is more certain than less certain as you're going through. So does that part make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Cool.
And if you get it right, you do also claim one of these offerings.
Yes, that is true. Yes, that is also true. So as part of the end of your turn as well, if you have, you can, I think, in fact, only after, so the end of your turn, you can then make an offering, which is essentially one of each type of cube. You can get victory points. Depending on how many you do in a row, then, or together, sorry, then that depends on how many points you get. You can only store one type of each type of crop at one time, which means obviously you're limited slightly on what crops you want to get, and also on how you can score your points. But if you just offer one cube, you get 0 points, essentially, all the way through to offering 5 points, which gives you 10 points. And there's sort of a scale that goes alongside that.
Tom, just to check in, how's the colours on those cubes for you?
The cubes.
Yes.
Again, the grey and the green are a little similar, but I can manage.
Okay, if you want us to move them for you, just to make it a little easier so you don't cross over,
I mean,
get duplicates.
since we don't seem to have individual sort of player areas on the board, do we move those into our hands?
I was gonna, well, either into our hands or just where we have our meeples at the
Wherever
moment.
the space is.
Because we have a sort of little highlighted space.
Yeah. Okay.
They call it the comprehending, but the understanding of the how you can find the terrain and the crop type. So terrain tiles are always grouped in groups of 1 to 5 terrain types of the same type, orthogonally adjacent. So you will know that if you've got one terrain type, either it's a single terrain or it's going to have a similar terrain type orthogonally to it, never necessarily diagonally. Furthermore, as I'm reading exactly the thing, no 2 regions of the same terrain type are never adjacent to one another, not even diagonally. So you also know that if you've got one terrain type of forest, for example, that there's going to be at least a space around that before there's another forest that appears. And each region contains a series of crop tiles, basically going from 1 to 5, as I've already mentioned, and they will always have the same number. So if it's only a one region, so it's only one forest tile, for example, it will only ever have sweet potato worth 1 on it. If it's up to 5 crop size, then it will literally have crops from 1 to 5. The same for all of them, basically, and they will always have the same types as well. So again, you can kind of work out what crops are potentially going to come up. You know, for example, that it's never worth guessing a 4 crop on a 3 group of terrain tiles, because that's just never going to be available. And then additionally, alongside that, the crop tiles themselves, they again are never adjacent to one another, neither orthogonally or diagonally. So you'll never see 2 level 3s, for example, next to each other. And so that again helps you define where they might appear on the board. Does that make sense to everyone? And did I miss anything?
I don't think so. The only thing... Oh, actually, this is probably what comes into place. So how we decide which terrain tile is going to come out is dependent on this grid. You can see around the outside of the board, there is symbols and animals that are indicated on this. In the physical game, you would spin this wheel. It's got a series of dials that you can rotate so that you can get the right animal and symbol coordination or combination. In this game, in the physical, or this version of the game, it is just these tiles, as I sort of said earlier. So what you would do is you would find the corresponding space on this board and lift off the question mark, chuck it into the bag over here, and just throw it away because we don't need it. And it will just reveal some more information to you. The other thing that is probably going to help us deduce certain things is that as part of the setup for this, there is a certain number of each terrain type that are shown on the top of the board. So there is a lot of forest in this scenario, or a lot of grassland that's available in this scenario. There's 12 of those. There is 9 mountainous terrains, 7 sort of sandy terrains, and 7 of the brown dust. I don't know what those different terrain symbols are.
Yeah, I'm going to try remember in 2 seconds and come back to you.
But
there's valley, desert, forest, and mountain.
There we go. So we have that extra information available to us. One of the ways that we are going to discern of what the ingredient types are beyond what Ross has already said about them being in different spaces. Do you explain the diversity?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. I'm sorry, I was checking something with Nightbot and I may have just missed that bit.
Yeah, I was basically saying about... it was about the divining, isn't it? Basically, that's where the diversity is, because obviously you're trying to move them alongside each other.
Yes.
And so you're trying to keep them in a straight line. And I was saying about this strategy, but the strategy behind that is it's not worth trying to find only one type of terrain for the entire game and trying to get yourself up as far as you can, because you want to be discovering them at a similar pace, so you're scoring more points basically throughout the game.
Oh, right. I was talking about the diversity
level.
I was talking about the diversity of the crops.
Oh, about the separation, but they would never be near each other as well. Yes, I did also mention that as well.
Cool.
Yes,
that's fine.
The rule of separation.
The rule of separation. Yes. Okay, so there is also one other action that you can do as part of your movement. You can take one of your pawns off the board and take it back into your supply, because you can then use it to start somewhere else if you want.
And one thing I'd never covered as well is that when you want to put a pawn onto the board, you can do it from the edge of the map, basically.
Yes.
And I think it's as long as it has no one else's pawn in there. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the only rule for it. So, with that in mind, Ross, you are the first player. Unless there are any questions from Tom and Don.
No, I think it's just a case of if questions come up.
We're gonna fail for the first few guesses. I think
that's fair.
But essentially it's a puzzle game, isn't it? In the end, so
yes.
It's a logic puzzle.
Yes,
it is. We all start on 10 points, by the way. Oh, did you explain about guessing crops incorrectly?
No, I didn't actually. No, it's
so when you guess a crop, you will score. If you're correct, you will score the points equal to what is on the card or on the circle. The type of crop. So if you get cocoa, it is going to be worth 1 point. Oh, sorry, not cocoa. 2 points for cocoa, 1 for sweet potato.
Yep.
Quinoa is worth 5 points. Peppers are worth 3. Corn is worth 4. If you guess and you get it wrong, you will score negative points equal to the circle that comes up, not the one that you guessed. I believe it's that way
around. That is correct. Yes.
So that is something to bear in mind. That is why we start on 10 points, because we can get it wrong and we can go backwards. Sapphire 9218 says "ew logic," which sounds about right.
There's only one other thing I wanted to mention, actually.
Yes.
Which is the game ends when the final terrain tile goes down, not the crop, but the terrain.
So we can be in a situation. Yes, we do have a final divination phase.
Yes, and there's a final round basically
at the end as well.
Yes. Correct. All right, Ross, you are up first. I don't think there is anything else that we need to cover.
I'm just finishing off my ice cream. Okay, now we'll just go. Now, I've not really strategized on this, so I don't know necessarily what the best opening gambit.
What my strategy, Ross, and I'm going to reveal this now, is I'm going to be the winner.
Right, great shout. What colour am I playing as?
You are playing as this. You are this brown.
I'm the brown, okay, because it's close enough to red. I get you.
My strategy is I'm the last player, so I get the most information before I start playing.
This is true.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. Okay.
Seems like it's where it might be a good thing.
I
could be brown. I could be blue. I could be violet sky.
So can I do one or the other? I'm gonna just keep it really boring. And I'm just going to enter in on this tile here.
Yep.
I mean, you can't divine in the first turn.
No, it has to move.
Yes.
Right, so that.
But I will reveal the terrain tile there, basically.
Yes, which is this question mark. So you may remove it if you wish.
Oh yeah, go on. They actually literally match up to the space. That's much handier.
So that can go in the bag, can it?
That question mark can go in the bag. So we get a brown tile. So if you want to pick that up, I'll pick you up.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
And I'll just lie you. We'll just put the meeples flat on the board because it makes it a little. Oh, there's snap points on. There's snap points on them, which is a little.
There are snap points. Yes.
So you now bump yourself up 1 on the valley.
I do. Brown on brown.
That's desert.
That's desert, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's valley. That's the desert. Yellow's desert.
Yellow desert. Yellow desert would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay.
So. Valley is the straight with a bump.
Okay.
Desert is bumps.
I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to move to this spot here. So that is effectively B3. I guess, for lack of distinction. I'm fairly certain this is going to be a mountain terrain. It is.
Makes sense.
I've picked you up if you want to put your dial down.
Thank you muchly. Alright, that is the end of my turn. Dom, you're up next.
Okay. I'm slightly worried you did that because it now makes it look like you know what you're doing.
It could have been a mountain piece, but it also could have been separation because this is only a 1. It could have been
Yes.
this was a lone space on its own.
Oh, and that's the point, Ross.
left
You
side.
and I have both got a point.
Oh yeah.
Good.
No, I don't think we have yet.
Yes, because we have gone up one track and we
I
have
think
one piece on that space.
No, I think it's when you match already on that space.
If you are able to advance your pawn, score 1 point for each of your diversity stones at this level, including the one you just advanced. It's not
Oh,
a
well,
matching.
never mind then. Okay.
Oh, guess what? If I do, I'm going to score a point.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yes, regardless of what you do, you're going to score a point.
At least a point. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've got no idea, so I'm just going to come on the board there. I'm going to copy that. Come on the board there, and I'm going to move up to there and see what I get.
Okay,
I'll flip the tile on here.
let's find out what it is.
So,
This one here.
flip or pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it
move
up. Sorry. Don't flip it. Sorry.
It is desert.
I'll grab you.
Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, so you now advance on desert, Dom.
And get a point. Hey!
Yay, points. Tom.
Okay, I am going to advance here.
Okay, so you're starting from that side.
So
This central column.
it is that's Valley, I think.
That is Valley, the brown. I will lift you up.
Into valley.
That
For the
leaves me-
sake of us avoiding any issues, I'm just going to lock in place the terrain tiles as they come out.
Yep.
Because
makes
I
sense.
can see us picking them up by mistake.
Yeah.
Ross, your turn.
Yeah. That's
So you can now move the pawn that you currently have on the board, or you can move a new one.
I think I'll move a new one. I think that makes the most sense to
Yes,
different
I'd
layout.
agree.
So just to confirm, I cannot move through an opponent's pawn.
Correct.
I can move through my own though if I so wish.
Yes.
or through a square that already has a crop mark.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna. I mean, it doesn't matter where I'm gonna come in from here. I'm gonna just come in and. Ooh, do I want to do that? That's a big group. Yeah, I'm gonna come in here and go here,
Okay.
which is a
Mountain.
mountain.
Interesting.
Can someone grab me a mountain tile? Sorry, I've
Yes,
grabbed my
I got you.
meeple.
Dom, as everyone's given themselves a point, which is good. Bump themselves up the relevant track. Okay.
Someone given me a point now. They haven't. So I revealed one of these. Now I get 2 points.
Yes, correct. I'm going to start in here, and I'll move across into this bottom corner.
How do you lie your meeples down again?
F.
Oh, it's just I can just flip them.
There you go. So I now will also get a second point.
That
was
was
the wrong
not
track.
the right
That was the wrong track. My apologies. If someone would mind putting that back. For the sake of ease, instead of stacking them, I'm just going to put if you are next to each other. Cool. All right. Dom.
Back to me.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to find something that's not a desert.
Now, even though this is what's called the long game, because it's using all of the board, I get the sense that this is still going to be quite quick, relatively speaking.
Yes.
Okay, let's try coming onto the board here.
Okay.
Sorry. I want
I think we can guess what that's going to be.
Yeah.
forest. Hooray.
There you go.
So I go up the forest track. 2
Excuse me.
points.
Okay, so all of you got 2 points this turn. I'm going to do something in sort of experiment, which might not pay off. I'm going to come on at this corner.
Ooh,
Down
okay.
here.
You crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
I'm impressed because I'm not sure I do. Yeah, that did not pay off because that's got me the same kind of terrain I was already on. So I go ahead there and I get 1 point.
Okay, comes back to me.
Yes.
I'm going to come on the board here, and I'm going to go down.
Okay.
If someone would be so kind as to lift my meeple up in a second, or do that as well. Yeah, that works.
Eat, crit, and survive. Teamwork.
I will gain 1 victory point because
Yes.
I've already discovered one of those.
Yes. I will come in here. I'm going to go... Actually, no. I'll come in up here, and I'm going to go across into this corner. Because I think... Yeah, that's what that's giving me. That's cool. So that gets me a desert up.
It does.
1 on the desert, which gets me 3 points.
I've moved you on the desert track.
I have got myself up on the points. Hooray!
Once either a valley or a mountain, so seems that it'd be a good move to come in next to Luke. So valley or mountain?
Nope.
Valley. Yeah,
Oh, valley,
it's
yes.
valley.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that's what you wanted. You're right. I would not have picked brown as a valley colour, to be fair. I'm not sure what it would have picked it as, but...
3 points.
They snap slightly higher up. and
yeah.
They snap like that.
Okay, Tom, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to move this one at the top.
Interesting.
Over here.
Okay.
Because I think that might get me a forest.
I reckon that's another.
It does not.
Yeah, I knew it. I was just about to say. I reckon that's another.
Can someone get
Another
me?
valley.
There you go.
We've nearly exhausted the entire valley.
We've exhausted the
Yes.
valleys. Which
There's
is,
only
Precisely.
one.
there's one
Not.
valley left, which is interesting, actually.
Is it either over here or up here?
Yeah. Well, it could be
I mean,
here.
it could be like
here.
somewhere here.
Yeah, this
It could be on its own.
it could be on its own. That's true.
You can
Right.
have one.
Ross, it is your turn.
It is, isn't it? I'm going to move down here,
Okay.
which is green grass. If someone would be so kind as to lift my
Yeah,
meeple up,
there you go.
and probably this one as well.
Yep, drop it on my head.
I move up 1, and I score 2 points.
Yes. Now, just double checking whether we were supposed to start with one of the offering pawns. Yes, we were. We were supposed to start. Oh no, it says include 1 per player. It doesn't say we start with 1.
Oh.
Never mind.
Where are they?
They're over on the
They're
circle.
the
over here.
cubes. They're the cubes.
Okay. I am going to attempt divination.
Yeah, I was going to maybe do it last time, so I'm glad you did it first.
I'm going to attempt divination. So I'm going to start with this guy over here.
Okay.
I think that is peppers.
3,
So,
I presume.
3.
Sense.
It is peppers.
Mm.
I'm going to lock this in place so it doesn't move around. So I get the pepper symbol comes on. I score 3 points for that.
Mm-hmm. You do.
I'll lock the peppers in place as well. And I get the little pepper cube. This is where the push your luck element comes into it. So
Oh, you didn't score that.
I haven't
Yes.
scored myself yet, no. Thank you. Okay. Now,
Is it worth explaining why you thought that was 3 peppers?
sure, I can try
The
and
audience at home.
I can try and explain that for everyone at home. That sounded like I had a really convoluted explanation for it. I didn't. I just had a good idea. So the reason I thought that was going to be peppers is because we currently have a sweet potato and a coca leaf in this mountainous terrain. It is possible that that was a larger segment, but because there is a pepper up here, it is unlikely, well, it's impossible for a pepper to be included in these squares here. So if there is more mountain terrain, a pepper isn't going to exist in here. And then I took a stab in the dark that it wouldn't be down here. because obviously I don't have enough information about what's going on here. So I reasoned it was probably likely that we had a mountain terrain. It was at least 3 species. It could be more, but I reasoned that it was probably a good idea to have the pepper there. So that's what I've gone for.
Did your explanation buy me enough time to go get some water as well?
Sure. I'm going to do another guess anyway. I am going to say, I'm going to divine to Pachamama that this top left square is coca leaves.
Hey, it's a bold one.
Ah, it's sweet potato. Cursed sweet potato.
You only lose 1 point.
I only lose 1 point, so it
Yes,
wasn't
you do.
not the worst thing in the world.
It's an interesting thing. If you're tossing up between 2, it's always better to guess the higher one.
Yes, and score the lower
Then
points.
if you're wrong, you lose.
Yes. So that's the end of my turn. I failed my guess, so I'm not going to be guessing any more for my devotion. I have not been worthy. I do have a single cube that I could use for devotions. I'm not going to because a devotion with 1 is not worth any points. Yes.
Correct. Yes.
So that's the end of my turn. Dom.
Hey, back down to me.
Oh, I should have guessed down here. I think I've got a good idea what's here.
It does reveal a lot more information about this area as well.
It does.
You know that this that potentially what's like sitting on the.
Yeah, I've got a good idea of what's either.
Right.
It's either what's there or what's here, depending on the terrain.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm starting to see how this works now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's interesting. It's interesting. I like it.
That has just made my tale a bit more complicated though, because now I'm trying to think. Okay, where am I
Right.
going? Do I want to try and get points for terrain? Do I want to try and set myself up for future divinations?
It's a tricky balance. I think
Yeah.
going early and getting a divination early can be beneficial. It can also leave you with a lot more. It gives other people more information, I think.
Obviously, as soon as you leave a tile as well, you're exposing it to someone else to come in and like set up camp basically.
Yes.
And then try to score the points off it.
Can you move through a tile that doesn't have a crop mark on it?
No, you have to
No,
stop on
you would
it.
stop on it. So if you were to move from here and go here, you would end up on that place.
I said that with a lot of confidence. Then when is that actually true? Yeah, enters a space with neither a crop tile nor a pawn of your color. Basically, an empty space or one with only terrain tile. It must end its movement there.
Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move down to there,
Okay.
which is that's for come on, forest. Yep, that is a forest
I'll move it away.
because that scores me 4 points.
Nice.
You got all 4 along the line. Nice.
Nicely done.
It's
Sorry.
cool.
Didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
My turn.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to mirror Dom, I'm afraid. Hope this isn't more.
It's 100% it's going to be. It's going to be the last tile. I can predict it.
Nope, it's more forest.
Ooh, interesting.
And that gets me 1.
Yes. Russ.
Right, I'm going to try and divine.
Yep.
I think on this top right corner here,
Yep.
with the star and the bird,
Yes.
that's going to be a 3, a pepper.
Okay.
Is my prediction. It is.
3 points to Ross. I will get you a pepper.
Thank you. And then I think the one at the bottom here is a 2 crop. The what even is the 2 crop now?
The cocoa leaf.
A cocoa leaf. Thank you. Yes, and I am correct.
I would have agreed with that assessment. I figured that out just as I finished my turn. I went, oh, damn it.
I was thinking about doing it before. I just wanted to just do one last tile check just to make sure that it wasn't like a 4 space
Yeah.
with the extra last tile that's here. I haven't given myself the point for that's 5 points for me. Puts me on 21.
And you get
And
yourself
that's-
a chili. and a coca leaf cube.
I do, and I won't trade those in now. I will
Yes.
hold them to them for now.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Now, I could try and divine where I am at the moment, but I'm only on one space, so it is really worth me doing it. So I'm going to move this person up and to here. So, aha! Okay, so that is sand. So that grants me a number of points. I've already gathered
1
once.
point.
It gives me 1 point because I've already gathered the sand this turn. But that's fine. Okay. Dom.
Okay. Okay, so let's do a bit more moving. I suspect I'm going to be revealing more sand.
I would agree with that assessment.
Yep. Sand.
Someone could raise the meeple.
Yep, got it.
And it's
You
got to be
raise.
1
Yeah.
point.
So I can
okay.
stand on sand.
So I can stand on sand dunes.
Yep. Raise me up.
Right, Tom.
Hey, I'm going to move this meeple like 1, 2, 3
Okay.
here.
Yep.
Controversial.
And let's see what it is. It is mounted.
Nice.
Interesting.
I will grab it.
Oh,
I got there first.
how dare you?
And that
So
means
bop yourself up a mountain.
there, and way the first time of the game I get 2 points.
Duo points.
Yeah. All right.
I feel this is going to play very quickly.
Yes, I do as well.
There's not any other scenarios on there. Is there?
There are loads of scenarios on this.
Oh, can you actually recreate them with scenarios? Okay.
Yeah, there are other scenarios. I can just come out of it and then just go into a new one.
Oh, we can play another round then.
We can do another round, yes, if you want to play another quick one. Ross, it is your turn.
I've got another game potentially to play, but I partly need to learn the rules, but we can work that out as we go along.
Sure.
I'm going to go... That's going to be forest most likely, but not guaranteed. That's going to most likely give me a mountain. If not, then that's going to be very interesting for this space here. I'm going to go here first.
Okay.
It's a mountain. Very
Interesting.
interesting. If someone could do the honors, thank you.
Now, was there a reason, Ross, that you moved this pawn instead of this one?
It's mostly to block access down here,
Gotcha.
if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
I'm limiting it. I'm trying to just sort of build a wall, basically.
Sure.
Pieces. That's got me 2 points.
Okay. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put him over here. This is either going to be desert or it'll be something else. It is mountain. So I go up on the mountain track. So that gets me 2 points. Doot-doot. Okay. Dom.
Yeah.
Man who sounds like he's got confidence.
No, I was thinking I was going to do some divination because I thought I'd worked something out, but now I've just worked out that I haven't worked it out.
Ah, yes, the double workout. Fine specialty.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, you can see how I was saying this game is much like Minesweeper.
Yes.
Also compared to like Sudoku. I'm trying to think of other games come like. But it's, yeah, 100% it's like logic puzzles. So.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely is.
Definitely a great one to play right at the end of the week after your brains
Actually,
fry.
kind of like cartographers.
It's quite like card.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I've lost track. Whose turn is it?
It's
mine.
Dom's turn.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
It's fine. I just completely spaced.
That's okay. It's Friday. It's 9:30. So
You know what? Let's take a gamble. I'm
Okay.
going to try some divination.
ooh,
Oh, okay.
Professor Trelawney will see you in her office.
So, this space here next to the purple 5,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm guessing is some corn for a yellow 4.
Okay. Would you like to find that out for yourself? It is corn.
It's-
Nice.
Hey.
So you get a corn and you get 4 points.
Yeah, I didn't have enough information to be certain of that, but I thought it was worth the gamble.
It was basically 50-50 though, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Okay. In that case, I will push my luck a little bit further.
Okay.
And this one over on the left here, I'm going to guess is a 1-point potato,
Okay.
or whatever it is, cocoa.
Sweet potato. Yes, you're right.
Sweet potato. And I am right.
It is a sweet potato.
Sweet. 1 more point.
Yay! And another cube. Oops.
Now,
Hmm.
do I gamble up in the forest? No, you know what? I'm not going to push my luck any further. I'm going to stop there.
Okay. Respect that.
I could take a guess, but I think I've pushed my luck enough.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Tom.
I'm going to try some divination too. This is probably a bad idea.
Okay. What are you guessing, and with which
Um,
pawn?
So the pawn up here in the mountains.
Yes.
I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
guess that is quinoa.
Okay.
Ooh.
oh,
Interesting. I thought you were going to go with corn.
And I would have been right if I did.
So Tom unfortunately loses 4 points.
Oh dear.
Okay.
This is going about as well as I normally do.
I don't know. There's a few games that you have played with us where you have absolutely stormed it. Architects of the West Kingdom, Carcassonne, Amazonias.
I do not remember absolutely storming any such games.
Well, you are
I-
wrong then, sir.
I squeaked second place in a couple.
You won both of those. I seem to remember you doing quite well on those.
I think I played wrong earlier.
Oh,
I shouldn't have been able to reveal this card.
why not?
Because when I entered this space, I should have had to stop. I think, isn't it?
No,
It's
because
empty with
no,
the
because
pawn.
you started there.
Yes. Yes, you are correct. Never mind. I've forgotten that I had started there. That makes much more sense.
Don't worry, I am paying attention, so I would have pulled
Thank
you
you.
up on it if you had got it wrong.
So it's really interesting, right? I mean, I shouldn't really verbalize necessarily because it's a bit of a strategic game, but it just piques my interest and curiosity is that this tile here,
Yes.
this lone mountain here, can't have a 1, a 2, or a 3 on it.
Yes. Correct.
And this one can't have a 1 or a 2 on it. This one can't have a 2 on it, which really implies that this is a very big mountainous range.
it's a
most
T of
likely.
mountain, yeah.
Yes. This is quite nice that I can, nothing more other than revealing my thoughts, which you technically shouldn't really do in this game, but just because it's fun that you can figure that out in this game.
Yeah.
Just from that. That was all. With
Which
that said,
does suggest what your worker is currently standing on, if anything.
so
Yes.
this one,
Yes.
yes, but
It's not worth divining that yet.
yes. I need to stack up some more. I'm just trying to figure out the best way of this. Problem is, I don't really want all mountains. And I'm very boxy. The removing of your pawn to use it later on.
It's an action. You just take it
It's an
off.
action. So you just, instead of moving or anything, you're literally just removing your.
Yes.
Yes.
You basically do the Sims thing of you just pick the person up and you just drop them over there and you use them
Yeah,
later.
like it. I'm tempted, but I'm actually going to do. Take them out of there.
Well, look at it this way, Ross. As things stand at the moment, moving this pawn to here isn't going to affect things that much because I can't go all the way up here because I would have to stop in this space here.
Yes, true.
And Dom would have to stop here because there is nothing
Yeah.
here, and Dom wouldn't be able to get past you here.
Yes. It's more just about the maximizing the point scoring of the diversity as we're going through it,
Yes.
and not just revealing all mountains. And
Of
just
course, you could just move this guy up to here if you have a deduction of what that piece is, because I do.
I mean, I'm predicting more mountain though. To be honest with you.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you could go to this spot here, and then you could divide.
Oh, and then just lock it in and divine it. Yes. I mean, it's still. I'm gonna go like that.
Yep. Okay.
It's still not guaranteed, but I think that just helps my paralysis of decision making.
Yes. Okay, I am going to do some divining, I think. So I'm going to start off with this worker here. I am going to divine that this is cocoa leaves, because you cannot have cocoa leaves in this section here, and because you cannot have sand joining diagonally like this, which suggests that this is a 5-segment sand piece. If it isn't, it's a 4-piece, in which case they're all sort of connected together.
There's
So
a lone piece here, for example.
there could be a lone piece here. So I think that is... Oh! Well, shoot. I got that wrong.
Badly wrong.
Yeah. That... Huh.
Sorry, what did you think was there?
I thought it was cocoa leaves. Huh.
Then,
Five.
So that's a single.
Oh, that's a
or it's a single, or it's a continuation of this mountain.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then,
I
your
thought
cocoa leaves are
regions
here.
of the same cut of the same type can be connected diagonally.
They can't.
They
So
can't.
there'll be a
Sand here, a desert here.
but there'll be one lone random square or a
Continuation of
5
the mountain.
crop of the mountain here.
Yeah.
In fact, it has to be the 5 crop of the mountain.
And then the yes, because the cocoa leaf is up here.
Yeah, so it has to be a 5 of
So
that.
so that's worth claiming on whoever's next got a meeple within range of grabbing it.
Hey Dom, it's your turn. Would you like to move
That's
your meeple to that spot?
That's easy 5 points as we all cooperatively play the competitive game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everyone? Because I feel like we're just saying these things, it might not. Also, people who are watching on stream.
Geometric 83 says, "Ooh, this looks interesting." Also, welcome back, Geometric 83. It's been a little while. How are you doing?
Yeah.
No.
I probably want to figure that out on my own, but as you helped me out, I will go and claim that because I now agree with your reasoning that it's likely to be a mountain.
A mountain with.
It can't be anything else.
Yes, a mountain with the 5 crop on it.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed.
We are Geometric 83 says, "Been great here. How are you all?" I'm doing good, thank you very much. You were
Yeah, I'm
last.
also
You were
good.
last here when Ross and I were playing Lisboa, I believe. In
What I'm
that
getting here.
4-hour extravaganza.
Yeah, what I'm getting here is he only visits when I'm streaming with you. Basically, is what we've picked up there.
So,
Or
so you're
we
saying
have very similar game choices. Either that. So
I mean, that is possible. What that's telling me, Ross, is you need to turn up to more of these streams on a Wednesday. So,
interesting point. Interesting take.
Dom, have you gained points for exploration there?
Oh, thank you. So I should have advanced myself up the mountain track
Gained
against
2.
Superline.
Nice. Dom is storming into the lead.
I am It's my turn, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to move this guy here.
Yep,
And that will be a desert, and it will be a desert with a 4.
it will be.
But that is my first desert, and that gets me 3 points.
Thanks. It's me again, isn't it?
Yes.
Do I divine now, or do I reveal another tile and then do it later? I might as well reveal another tile. It does not necessarily. Where am I desert at, yo? Where is my desert at?
Well, you haven't
I
found
feel like-
any.
I feel like I'm going to be just on 0 the entire time in the desert.
Well, you know where 1 is. You can't get.
I can't get there, but I do know. Well, very slow progress of ploughing my way through here to get.
I mean, you could just get this guy. Oh no, that's Dom. So never mind. Yes,
Yeah.
you could just crawl your way through.
I'm going to. I will reveal this tile.
It's not a mountain. It's a goose.
It's definitely a mountain.
Yeah.
I will grab the mountain tile.
I am gutted that I got this one wrong. Not that, I'm not saying that confidently, like I should have been right on that one, but it doesn't. that's. I mean, that's the point of this game. That is what it is.
Yeah, you did take a little bit of a gamble, to be honest.
I
with you, so,
did. So I could either move here and discern once and for all that that is the 2 spot.
How
Hello.
will these things grow in deserts anyway?
I'm going to go here instead, and that is my turn. So I've basically I've gone down
Down.
through and then up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, Dom, your turn.
Yes, background to me.
Geometric 84 has confirmed that it was Lisboa that they were here for. Last time they popped in.
Okay. Let's try and do something that.
Geometric 84 says, does this have a similar tile placement style mechanic as of Carcassonne / Isle of Skye? It's tile placement, but I wouldn't say it's like Isle of Skye or Carcassonne. The terrain
It's
tiles
less
are
decision making and more puzzle stuff.
So the way that the game works is that you are moving your pawns around and exploring the terrain. In the physical game, there is this little wheel that you can sort of move around depending on which coordinates you're at, and it will reveal the terrain type. In the Tabletopia version, there is a board here which will tell you what the terrain is. So it will just place it down and it will form these various polyomino shapes of whatever the terrain type might be. It is a little bit like Minesweeper, as Ross is saying in chat.
Whose turn is it? Sorry.
It is Dom's. I would say it's a little closer to Lost Ruins of Arnak in terms of the exploration aspect of it.
Not played, so.
No, only Dom and I have at this table, but only in terms of the exploration. It is quite like Cartographers, as Tom said earlier, though.
There's a logic puzzle type thing you get in puzzle books sometimes, where you have to put trees and mark trees on a grid, and they will have to be a certain distance away,
Yes.
both from each other and sort of the edge, and various other specifications where things can be are listed, and you have to work out what the map looks like based just on very limited information in it. It is a kind of logic puzzle.
Let's come and have a look over here. Find out what this is. It may be a forest. It is a forest.
Interesting.
Up the forest track, and that's advantage to meet 3 more points.
Mm-hmm. Tom.
I'm going to try some divination. I reckon this one is corn.
What? How dare you suggest such a
I
thing?
didn't remove that. Yes, it was. It was desert.
It is corn.
It is corn. Woo!
So 4 points for Tom.
It's
And a corn cube.
Okay, and I'm also going to try this one.
Yep.
I think this is coca leaves.
And it is coca leaves.
Woo!
2 more points for you, sir. 6 points win. And a green cube.
Yes.
It's my hand, apparently.
I need to.
And that would be the end of my turn. I really ought to get this third.
I was
meeple out.
about to say you're the
Yes.
only one who hasn't deployed their third worker.
Yeah. I
I-
probably will next turn, but
Yes.
Ross, it is you.
Thanks. This game's actually made me got a piece of paper out to try and figure out where I think all of these things are. So that one's definitely that.
Not that you take it seriously or anything.
No, oh no. This one could be that, or that one could be that at this point. This one could be that, or that one could be that. I'm trying to decide whether it's worth exploring more tiles, just getting divination for like 1 now and just getting done, or this one can't be that. I kind of need to know what those green tiles are to really like.
Yeah.
To like crack it open. I think I might just do a divination just for like 1 tile, just
Sure.
score the points and then move around. I think that's my safe play here,
Okay.
because this one's almost certainly a 5 crop, because it can't be a 5 crop anywhere here.
Correct.
This one can't be a 2. Basically, none of these can be 2 crops.
Correct.
As we, they could all be 4 crops. This one at the bottom could be a 1 crop. There's just too much other variation in on here. So I'm going to just do the divination for just score an easy 5 points and just reveal the. Oh,
Said it could also be a 4.
it could be a 4 if it was.
Could only be a 4.
It is a 5, though.
It is a 5. And that will score me 5 points.
5 points for you, yes.
I don't think I want to push my luck because the danger of one of these two. Well, definitely the fact is that one of these two is a 4,
And one of them's a 3.
and one of them's a 3. I don't know where they are, and that's quite a lot of points to lose after just gaining 5 points.
Yeah.
So
You do have 3 things in your. I've just given you your purple.
thank you.
cube.
Yes. What's the scoring again on that?
It is one cube is 0 points, 2
Yeah.
cubes is 1 point, 3 cubes is 3 points, 4 cubes is 6 points, and all 5 is 10 points.
I think I'll hold out. I think I can maybe get at least 1 more because I think 6. I mean, I'm saying it, and I know it sounds stupid to say it. 6 is more valuable than 3, but in the sense of how much the cubes are worth.
Yeah, I get you.
10's maybe 5 is cubes is maybe pushing it before I start getting like duplicates and stuff potentially. Okay, cool. That's me.
Okay. I'm going to do some divination. Again. I'm going to divine that this space is a 1.
Oh, I know what I could have done. I could have, if I played a couple of turns back slightly smarter, I could have made that last turn slightly more
I
efficient.
am correct. It is a sweet potato, which is good. So 1 point for me, please. If anyone is paying attention to the scores.
Yep, and I've also given you a cube.
Thank you. I think this space where my meeple is at the top here, that is quinoa. I think that is a purple quinoa.
Ooh, that's a bold choice.
Swing.
And
That
it's
is right.
correct.
That was a huge swing.
That's 5 points for me.
That also tells me that neither of these squares are desert. So now I don't want to put my third meeple out.
Yes.
But the plus side is because there are all these crop tiles, you could move your person over to here to unlock the desert there.
Could do. I mean, I could move this cursed person over there.
You could, yes. Do I want to take a gamble on that person?
I think you might be able to work it out, you know.
I think I could as well.
I was just thinking about it. And I'm like, what in these forest areas could you actually work out what it could be?
I think... Therefore, I am.
Nice.
I think that bottom space is corn.
I think it might be two. There is a danger it's still
It's
this
either
one here.
corn or it's peppers. But I think, on the basis that both of these,
Yes.
one of these two has to be corn.
Yes.
Because these
If
two
I
can't
thought
be
about
corn,
it, yes.
That one,
Yes.
that one means the only one that makes corn.
Yes.
So this one cannot be corn. So this one must be corn.
If I thought about it a little bit longer, I think I should have deduced that this one was.
It is
gonna be
corn. I've had a really good turn.
You gain 4 points. You are green, yes?
Yes, I am. I've had a really big turn. Is it worth hanging on to get coca leaves somewhere else? No, I don't think it is. I'm going to trade in my pawns and get 6 more points. Oop, that's the worker as well. I'll bring the worker back in a second. So I've made an offering. I have got myself 6 points for that. So hang on. I scored 16 points in that turn. That was a big turn.
50, wasn't it?
Sorry?
5, 4, and 6
And 1.
is 15.
I got the 1 up here as well.
I've got the other one.
To be fair, we all would have forgotten about the 1. Okay, that is my turn done.
Yeah, that was a big turn. Okay.
Okay. Ooh, I snuck into the lead there. Actually, do you know what, for the sake of the audience, let's have a look at the scoreboard. So, Tom is on 21, Ross is on 28, Dom is on 31, I have got into 32. Thanks to that turn. However, in doing so, I've given Ross a lot of information.
Yes. Yes, you have.
Okay.
I might not actually guess the next round. I might move again.
You might move and then
Yes.
get into position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're thinking.
Doing that. Okay. Let's go for a bit
Hang on,
of
isn't it? Oh, sorry, I'm being confused.
No, that's okay.
Let's go for a bit of divination.
Okay.
So, let's start off with the easy and high value one. Over here is a 5-point quinoa.
Correct.
I like how you said that before we even revealed the tile.
It couldn't be anything else.
Yep, so that's 5 for me. 2, 3, 4, 5. And a purple cube.
Yep. It's worth pointing out you cannot have more than one of any crop type cube,
Yeah. Okay, so...
which is why I traded all mine in last turn because I could only get one more.
Yeah. Just rechecking my logic here.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here
Yep.
is a 3-point pepper.
Okay. It is a 3-point pepper. Nicely done.
You're moving green.
Yep.
I'll take the points.
Hang on, yeah, so go back 5. Yeah,
He's just so
one,
used to being in the
2,
lead that
3,
he
4,
just saw
5.
the.
So that's 8 points for Dom this turn.
Okay, now
Hey, Marai, welcome. Marai Odds saying, hey, y'all, first time chat. Hey, Marai,
Hey.
welcome. It's me, Mr. Imp.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth taking a guess on the guy in the forest at the minute.
Okay.
I will trade in my 4 cubes for 6 points.
Welcome along, Marai. Nice to see you.
There we go. Back into the lead where I belong.
Well, Tom, it is
Tom.
your turn.
With my meeple there.
Okay.
Okay, this could be interesting.
Sand.
Also interesting.
Sand.
Yes.
That was not what I expected.
Oh, okay. That has made this potentially quite lucrative. Okay, Ross, it is your turn.
I am going to. I think my safest bet at this point probably is. Oh, someone locked my meeple. That's trippy. I'm going to move here.
Yep.
And probably,
Get a
and one
mountain?
would presume, reveal a mountain. Otherwise, something has gone terribly wrong in this game.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. I will move up the mountain, but I'll only score 1 point for that.
Okay.
And that was a quite quick turn, but that's me.
I am going to just bop myself there and end my turn.
Yes.
Done.
I umdenard.
Zeuscoon has also come in. Hello. Says,
Yeah.
how's it going? Kiev the
Yeah.
Great has also come in for the first time chat. Hello.
This is just me This is me plugging on Scoon's stream.
Have we been
Thanks,
raided
Scoon,
and
for
I didn't
hosting.
notice?
For technical hosting for like the 30 seconds that you are currently viewing us.
We have been raided? I think, was this a raid? Partial raid?
Partial raid. He's not actually ended stream. They're just visiting, passing by.
That's fair.
It's going good.
Yeah, it's going good. Not official raid. Well,
Official raid.
just visiting. That's fair. And saying hi. Why are you shouting, Scoon? You're going to get... Nightbot is going to yell at you, Scoon.
Nightbot probably will yell at you.
Indoor voice.
Nightbot has no chill.
Yeah. Laura once put into chat, ooh, put 4 O's in capital letters, and Nightbot went, no.
That could be quite valuable.
He's just... In fact, to be fair, Nightbot has been quite chill about this.
That's smooth.
Usually he's straight out here being like, stop yelling.
Guys,
Sit there.
gosh, stop yelling.
I don't think you
There we go. That's my
trigger
turn
anymore.
done.
No.
Okay.
It's all good. I think I turned the sensitivity down on Nightbot.
I'm going to move this guy here all
Bye,
the
Scoop.
way around
Hey, it's the Mimi pool.
It is
to
the
here.
Ross Meeple.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting. Gotta go get another win.
They're playing League.
Ah. I know nothing about League. Here's an interesting question for you, Ross, because you are the League of Legends player of the group.
Sure.
Have you played World of Warcraft?
It feels weird that you're asking me this. That the way you premise that question. I have once played World of Warcraft.
Okay. The only reason why I've now stumbled over myself is because I've got the wrong IP attached to the
You
question I
have,
was going to
yes.
ask you. Yes.
Yeah, it felt like it was.
I
going
started something.
somewhere
I started
weird.
really confident, and then my brain went, "No, hang on a minute, it's the other one."
I like
It's
it.
not quite right. I was thinking about the pandemic World of Warcraft game,
Yeah.
and my brain suddenly went, "League of Legends as a board game," and for some reason it did.
Yeah.
It connected the similarity threads of the MMO
Yes.
game rather than the right one. So that happened.
I have a question
Yes.
about the stream.
About the stream?
Why does it look like I'm a robot?
What do you mean?
Because you're
talking
showing your true colours, Ross.
I'm talking to you. I don't know whether I'm talking to you normally on here.
I think that is an issue with my computer. I think
It
it's the
doesn't
way
look like
that...
it's happening to anyone else. It's just the way that I move.
I don't know. Tom and Dom, can you just move yourselves for me? Dom? Okay. I don't know whether it's I know, because Dom has that filter on as well. I don't know if it's possibly your Zoom feeding into coming through that's being a bit weird. I'll have a quick look on. Just move around on for a second. Yeah, no, I think it might just be your Zoom and the way it's coming across to me for whatever reason.
Interesting.
Previously, I've had that issue with Laura's Zoom, but that's when we've been in the same room, so it's been a bit weird. I don't know. Yes, there is board game chat about there being a League board game. Sadly, there is.
Yeah, Sky Tear, I think, is very close. I've played it once before. It is on Tabletopia, I believe.
Have you all checked out Stationfall? Won't be out for a while, but I played the TTS Marge version earlier this week. It's a lot of fun. Playing again tonight. What is Stationfall? Geometric 84. Tell us about it. We may check it out. Whose turn is it? Tom, you
Ross's turn.
It is Ross's
sorry. I got busy talking about and plugging other random games which I've played.
This is where you sweep up.
Yes. Yeah. So hold on. Engage my brain. I'm going to do some divination. I'm going to be pretty confident, although there is no certainty, but pretty confident that this is Corn 4.
Okay.
If someone would do the honours of
I mean, that had to be Corn.
The only way it wasn't Corn is if this was only a 4. And
well, it couldn't be because it's already got a quinoa in it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I knew that. I had that all planned. Don't worry about it, guys.
Has someone scored Ross?
No, but I will do it for myself now.
Yeah, I gave you a cube, didn't score you.
There we go. All right. Next.
So what I want to do is I need to find the 1. And if I find the 1, I can score 10 points with the cubes. That's the goal here.
Whilst Ross is contemplating that option, Geometric 84 has said, thematically, you're on a space station that's about to blow up, and you have 11 to 14 rounds to make it off the spaceship. Variety of actions, including sabotaging other players and finding an escape route. You don't know who everyone is, so they could be any character on the board. Very much a deduction game. That sounds a lot like Space Alert.
It does sound like a bit like Space Alert, yes.
Space Alert, but with a hidden traits mechanic. So kind of like Battlestar Galactica.
1's not here. 1 definitely has here or here. Obviously, that doesn't make a big difference. The greens need a 1. It's more likely that the 1 is here.
Okay.
Still not guaranteed, but more likely, based on the fact that there's quite likely that the 1s could be here, or 1 could be here. I guess a 1 could be in this space here. But if I were a gambling man, which I'm kind of have to a little bit be here.
We play D&D on a regular basis. We're all gambling, folks.
That's fair. I think the 1 might be here.
Okay.
But I'm really nervous that it's not.
Are you making that official
I'm
prediction?
making that official prediction now.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to do the honours?
I will do the honours. Yes!
Well done. Oh, Ross is going to have a big point scoring turn.
So I score 1 point.
And you get a brown cube.
I do get a brown cube.
Ooh,
Now,
lots of cubes.
Now I could make another prediction.
Yes.
The only thing about doing that is I don't benefit from an extra
red
cube. Yeah, essentially another cube. So I'm actually going to stop there, and I'm going to trade my 5 cubes in for 10 points.
Nice. Well done.
How did I end up with this?
That's the first player.
The first player.
Oh, it's the first player. Right, sorry, yeah.
I mean, it's technically one of the Automa
yes.
pawns, but I used it as a first player marker to make life a little easier for us.
So I've thrown them all over there, and that gives me 10 points. That puts me on 44.
Very, very nice. All right, it is my turn. I am going to move myself. Oops, my green meeple is locked in place. I'm going to move here and discover what is probably brown. It is brown. So we have our final brown tile is out, which does get me off the bottom on the brown board, which does get me 2 points. We've kind of forgotten about the discovery aspect whilst we've been scoring a huge amount of points. Geometric 84 has said that it's he can understand the connection with, or they can understand the connection with Space Alert, and it's a little bit whimsical in its character, which I found to be a fun twist, which is good to know.
Cool.
Do you know what we should play at some point, Ross? Because we haven't played it in a little while. We meant to in November. Eclipse.
Yes.
You and I, for your birthday, we should probably go and do a heavy game day where we just go and play some heavy games. Leave Danny with Arthur, and we can just do some heavy games.
I'll sign her up.
Or we could just go to like Thirsty Meeples in Oxford for book 6 hours. And just go there for the day.
I am up for it.
Okay,
I'm just
sort your diary out and let me know. And when I say sort your diary out, I mean check your diary rather than tell your wife. Yeah.
And is it?
It is Dom's turn.
Sorry, hold on. The station full. Do you play as monkeys because the box art has a monkey or chimp on the front of it? And now I like the idea of chimps backstabbing each other as they try to escape the space station.
I mean, sure, why not? It makes it more whimsical.
Round here.
Yep.
It's
and
probably
wind
not.
up there in what I'm pretty sure
Is
going
desert.
to be more desert.
It is a desert. Don't move that tile. Don't move that tile. Astro Chimp.
Lift my meeple, please.
There you go.
I think I'm set up for a really good turn next round.
Okay.
Only gets me
My
1
turn?
point.
It is your turn, yes.
Right, I'm moving this guy here because this is a forest, and I'm almost certain it has quinoa underneath it.
If this is desert.
It
It's
It
impossible.
can't
It can't be. It
already
has to be.
in
It can't
Region
It has to be
5.
forest, yeah.
is forest.
So yes, that is forest, and I think I know what all 3 of my guys are on, and they are the 3 colours I don't have.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
if I'm right, I've got it good.
If.
But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
It's me, isn't it now?
Yes.
I'm going to.
Oh, did anyone score me for the forest just then?
No.
No.
Hey, that got me 2 points. Woo.
One has to go here or here. I think I'm going to just try to score some other diversity points. Take this guy and move him here.
Okay, so that is going to be a forest.
One would presume it is. I'll grab the first one.
Geometric 84 says there's a character called Legal, which isn't a character as much as a robot that represents the legal department, and their sole role is running around the ship, getting down players to sign non-disclosure agreements so they can't inform the authorities what happened when they leave the ship.
Nice, I like it.
That sounds good. That sounds wacky.
Alright. I go up on the one forest and I score 2 points.
Yes. Okay, I am going to go here, and that is the end of my turn. I've had some very basic turns back to back, but I think the game is going to be over fairly soon.
Yes, I would agree with that. And well, in fact, it's going to. Well, it depends on what people do.
We've got 5 tiles. I think there's going to be there's going to be a couple of rounds of divination.
Tom definitely is going to go pop off on the divination round.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for him to accidentally blunder one of them and then him just
rage quit.
Just literally somehow drop further behind.
You will see me blank as I throw my laptop through my patio.
Speaking of divination, let's do a bit. So, this desert piece has to be A2.
It is a 2. Ta-da!
For me, and 2 points. And this one here.
There are not a defined number of rounds, Geometric. What there is that the game comes to an end if all the tiles
4
are placed.
Forest bit is a 4.
I would agree with that.
Luckily, the game does as well.
Yellow cube for Dom, so another 4 points.
I'm trying to keep up with him, but he just keeps flying ahead.
Yeah.
Now, do I have enough information to work out what's going on down here?
Well, isn't that the doozy?
I think you do.
I think you do too.
Yeah.
So,
Tell you
come
what,
from-
I'll tell you what.
So-
I think if the three of us, Dom, have you got a guess?
I'm going to do it in a moment. So Luke, has to be on that trial. The only ones that are still available are a 1 and a 2. The 2 can't be there, so hang on. The 1 and the 3. Hang on, what? What ones I'm confused?
No, I think you are along the right lines because the way I know where stuff is because of the 3s.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's only a 1 and a 3 to find. That's the key thing in this section.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Would you like us to put you out of your misery?
No. It's me. It's me. I have to do it.
Yeah, whilst Dom's not looking, we could all just point at which one we think it is. And
Everyone hold up a number of fingers to the.
I was just going to put the hand over the crop type.
Yeah, this has to be a 1. I sincerely hope.
Yeah.
Got there in the end. He did it, guys. It's the panic as the pressure's on. That's all it is.
Up until the early start all week.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
functioning as well as it could be.
Yeah.
Now, is it worth trading in those cubes, or shall I hang on for some more?
So there's another just on this. If this game intrigues you, but you don't have time to do like a whole game, even though it's not even that long of a game, at the moment, if you go on, I think it might even be on their website. They've got 3 or 4 puzzles which are like set up like this, and you have to work out what the crop type and what the train tile is going to be based on the other setup. So it's more like a book puzzle.
I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay.
Hang on and see what.
Okay, let's do some divination, shall we?
Nice.
Yay!
Right, this guy here.
Yes.
That is a 1. Where am I? There.
Hey!
Hey!
I was preparing to go, oh, that's a bad miss. Not that I thought you were wrong, I just wanted to mess with you a little bit.
Thank you.
There you go.
This guy, where's my cursor? This guy down here, that is a 3.
Hey!
That's not going to get annoying at all.
It doesn't get annoying at any sport menu, so, you know.
This guy here is
Can
on
you go
a
3 for
5.
3?
That was a 5.
Pretty sure that one's a 5.
I mean, it has to be a 5.
I have worked it out.
Yay!
Yeah, I am right. So, has anyone been scoring any of that, by the way?
No.
No.
I thought it was
So
easy to do it all in the same
9
time.
points, which puts me to 33.
Oh.
Then
You're trading in all of your
I
things.
have all 5 colours, so I will trade
You
all
can
of them.
summon
in.
Captain Planet.
Nice.
I will do that. You can do your scoring because that's more satisfying.
I get 10 points.
Yep.
Putting me to whatever I'm on, 44.
Yay!
3.
Okay, it is Ross's turn.
43, I think.
Yes.
As we get into this round, we'll have a look at the scores quickly. Dom is in the lead on 53. Ross is behind him on 46. Tom is on 43. I am on 34. That does not necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It just means I have got I haven't got long to get things done.
I just flipped over the last mountain tile, as it so happens.
You've just moved there, have
I moved here, yeah.
you? Okay. So I think it's fairly safe to say that we all know that the last remaining tiles here are going to be grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a case of that. Okay, so I am going to be doing some divination on my turn. So your turn's finished, I assume, Ross?
Yes, it is, yes.
Okay. I'm going to start over here. This one is quinoa, so it's purple. It is. Hooray. Is someone scoring for me, or are you just going to do it all at the end?
We'll do
I'll
it at the
move
end,
you
I think
along.
it's- Oh, no, okay, never mind.
Yeah, Dom's doing it for me, so that's fine. So I get a purple cube. This one up here is corn, because there cannot be corn in any other space here, so that must be corn. It is corn! Hooray! Hooray for corn.
Blood for the blood god.
Corn for the corn god?
Skills for the
Corn.
skills,
Corn, the evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I just
then...
did that reference.
That's alright then. And then for
You
this...
call yourself nerds and you don't. Oh.
What was that? Was that Terry Pratchett?
Warhammer.
40k.
Warhammer.
Oh, I'm not that kind of nerd, unfortunately. I'm a nerd about 4 very specific things, and there is very little overlap on them. Apart from when the IPs of some get overlapped. Anyway, this one here, that is going to be Coca Leaves. That's my final divination for a final 2 points. It is! Hooray!
5 points.
That has done.
It's not coca leaves.
That is a sweet potato, you're right.
That's weird. Oh,
No, I picked the wrong one up.
I understand.
I did a wrong thing, so that others could learn from my mistakes. That is the end of my turn. I am not going to trade in yet because I will not score enough points. That is the end of my turn. Dom, you are up, sir.
Yeah.
So I see how I have progressed on that score track. I have gone back into third, so that's okay. I'm going to blow my nose. I'm going to mute my mic for a second.
Well, it's basically scrambling over the last bits of the tile. Question is, do I go for the highest value crops or do I go for adding to my cube collection?
Well, that's the thing, because at the end of the game there is a... Once all the tiles are out, we do get a final divination turn. And then you can trade in the cubes that you do have.
Yeah.
So that's it. This is an interesting point to make, is that the game ends when the final terrain tile is placed, and it ends on that player's turn.
Yes.
So it's not an even number of turns.
Oh, so if you place the last tile, you don't get another.
You don't get another placement, and you finish your turn, and
You
then
still
you start.
divine.
Yes, you go from your you go from your turn. You place out the tile, then it starts from you and goes round the table to do the divination, starting with you. So interestingly, you now want to be in a position to place the divination tiles that are going to be the most valuable to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether that includes making more of a set on what you already have, or whether that includes on the tiles, the crops you reveal.
The tiles points, yeah. And it is worth pointing out that you can only change direction, I believe, if you collide with another player or a blank space.
I thought you could
No,
change
so-
direction at any time.
On a crop.
Oh, you can change it on a crop.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you're right. Okay, which is
On a
then
crop.
that.
It's on a blank space or on the base you can't go into.
That's right. If they reach a space with a crop tile and or another one of your pawns, fine. My mistake.
At this stage, there's so many full squares that it's almost inconceivable that any square is not open to any player.
Well, you say that. Ross is limited on where he can move, but he's probably going to want to do a divination on his turn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was just looking at my what I've backed.
Excellent. So I thought you might go there, Dom.
I thought you might go there as well.
It is indeed green.
Um,
Oh, I must get scope. forest track scores me 2 points. They could be vital.
It could be. Tom, your turn.
I am going to go. I don't think it matters which of my guys moves,
Not
but
really.
I'm going to move them there.
Damn. Yep.
That's forest.
Here comes the forest. Open the hangars.
Your go,
Ross.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to divine. Is would make the most. I am divine. Would make the most sense. So let me get my brain into gear because I haven't really thought about this, but I have. Yeah, this makes most sense. This one's going to be a 3.
Pepper.
Pepper crop. It is.
It's pepper. I will give you whoops.
Thank you.
I will give you pepper, and I will give you pepper.
And someone
Give
pop
you
the actual
3
discount.
points.
Thank you, everyone. This is going to be a 2 over here.
I'm fairly certain you are correct. I say fairly certain because you
bing.
are.
Oh, yeah, let me just move that and put that there. And this is also going to be a 3 down here. Now I get the points, but not the
Cube.
token, unfortunately. Yes, the cube.
That is correct.
Thank you, and thank you.
Brings you level with me in first place.
And that is my turn.
Yep. Dom.
It's not my turn.
It's you.
Oh, it is me. Yes, you're right. Sorry. I am going to go here. Oh, wait. Yes, I am. I'm going to go there. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
My reasoning for going there is because it is more beneficial for me.
Okay. I had worked out what that was. I should have probably noticed it down somewhere. Great green memory aid activated.
I mean, there is an obvious move for you.
I'm glad it's obvious to you. Hang on. Have I messed up somewhere?
Yeah, so my backing, there's 30 discs of puzzles basically in the box game, but with my backing, and you can add an extra 20 discs on as well.
Oh, wow. So you've got 50 puzzles.
So when the game arrives, I have 50 puzzles.
Nice. When's that expected to ship?
Yeah.
Is that a combination of short and long scenarios?
I think you can choose based on the outcome of it. I'm just gonna find out for you. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that must be that. Must be that. So that must be that. And that must be that. Okay.
I'm just trying to find the actual bit.
So I've got that.
So I think the scenario just, I'm going to be honest. I think you just play half the board.
Yes, you do. If it is the.
But I think I saw on the video I saw they were different discs for short scenarios, or possibly they were double-sided.
They
And
might
they
be
had
double-sided.
I don't think they are. I think only because the back of them is the setup,
Yeah.
and you don't look at the front, so you just slide it into the thing.
Yeah, so I know you flip the board for the short move rather than.
Yes, correct. Dom did the correct thing.
Yes, he
The
did.
game board front for long games, back for short games.
And I will do the other correct thing.
Yes.
That,
Yes.
which
I think
you go.
Essentially leaves me with
Well,
no
that's
move.
that's
No, as in, like, yeah, but with
Oh.
no benefit. I mean,
Don't forget to score yourself for the forest
Yes.
file.
So what that actually does is that ends the game. So Tom is now going to start the divination round. Ross,
hang on. I get 2 points for that.
yes, you do.
So I start the divination. It doesn't
You
go
do-
to the next player.
No, it starts with you, and it will go around until
Those-
you have until you
those
get
yours.
it wrong.
Those were mine.
Okay.
So I have there the top left of my 2 meeples here. That is corn.
Oh, sorry, I don't think those weren't Tom's. Those were Ross's. I put them in the wrong spot. I don't think Tom had these.
I did wonder because I scored the green and the red, the 2 reds and the green last round.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, oh, they must be mine.
Yes, because I'm so used to you playing blue. My apologies.
Okay,
That one as corn.
that one is corn.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Then it goes on to the next person. Until
Oh, do you only do one?
You do one at a time because we're all doing it. You're revealing more information that way by revealing
Well, one of
what you've
those.
done. It then comes to Ross, who
I cannot do anything.
cannot do a divination.
But I can trade in my 2 tokens for 1 point.
I think you wait and do that right at the end, don't you?
Hold on.
Go round into 2 paths, essentially.
The
once
end
you
game
pass it.
divinations earn points and offering pawns just the same as divinations in the game. So yes, you may trade them in, but you cannot. Actually, if you cannot or do not want to perform a divination, you must pass. I think technically you can't trade those in.
Ooh, that's
I think that
mean.
isn't there an offering at the end?
No, the offering happens as you're doing the divinations. So I think as the rules are written, and this may be because these are the unrefined rules, these are just the ones that were done on Tabletopia,
Yeah.
that it technically, the way that it's written suggests that you have to pass and therefore you do not get divination. However, I think we would all agree that that seems unfair.
Yeah.
So you may make...
Hang on. So after everyone has passed, whether they want to do it or not, everyone may make one final offering to Pachamama.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. My apologies. I did not read past the big red box that said important. My apologies. So, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that at the end then.
And we can do that at the end, then that's fine.
Yeah.
So Ross isn't doing any divination.
Correct, I'm passing.
My divination is that this is sweet potato. It is. Hooray! So I get a brown cube and 1 point, which is actually worth 7 points for me overall.
Round to me.
Yep.
I'll do my bottom left one, which is a 3 points chili pepper, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
1, 2, 3, and gets me a red cube.
Yes. Tom?
Yeah, this one is a sweet potato.
It is a sweet potato!
1 point for Tom.
And Dom, your final divination?
Yeah, because everyone else is having to pass.
Yes, I have to pass. Tom, then.
Now, what could this possibly be?
I wonder.
You know, I just have this sneaking feeling it might be the coca leaf.
Blunder at the last second, can you imagine?
Yep, 2 point coca leaf.
Nice.
Which I don't get a cube for, but does take me past the 60-point mark.
It does.
Nice.
Which is very nice.
And now we may all make our final divination, as of course we all knew.
Offering.
So our final offering, even. Damn it. Our final offering. I have 4 cubes, so I will score 6. Ross and Tom, you both have 2, so you will score 1 point.
1.
Dom, you will also
I have
score 6
4,
points.
so I score 6.
I've moved you, Tom.
Thank you.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that brings us to our final scores. In tied last place is me and Tom.
So
with-
technically, I
Cannot
know,
get away
Oh.
from each other in points.
technically this is for a tie, obviously for the winner of the game. But if we really wanted to find out who lost the game, we could use the tiebreaker.
Oh, so-
which is how
So
far
what?
you've
So
travelled up
what
the-
you're saying, Ross, is that I've definitely lost.
It's based on the number of terrain tiles revealed, I believe. If you add all
I
of your
thought it was how far along along
It's who has
any
moved the most.
diversity.
It's whoever's moved the most total spaces on all region tracks, which
on
is
all
Tom.
region tracks.
Which is Tom. So I have definitely lost. Apparently, Tom has won with 52.5. Let's say.
Yeah.
Ross finished on 56, and Don finished on a magnificent 67. 2 points shy.
2
of,
points shy, yeah.
Nice.
Of a
Might
nice.
we might as well have lost at that point.
Yeah. Oh well. So that
Nice.
was Tiwakanu. There we go.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
It's really good.
Ross is relieved, having spent money on it.
I am 2 for 2 on Kickstarters I've backed and not necessarily played, but then later played and gone, actually, this is a really good game.
That's
So,
good. That is always a
I got
benefit.
I got to play Hamlet at the UK Games Expo.
Yes.
That was good. And obviously I've played this now, and this is good. So
That is awesome. All right, I am going to suggest that we disappear off and
Yes,
go
that's
and
fair.
raid. If anyone wants to stay on and do something else after this, we can do. But we are going to go off and raid. I am going to see, because I know there is a Tabletop Live network for Pride happening. So I'm going to see if I can find out who is streaming currently in board games. It is just CCG, so we will go and raid for the TLN Mini Live Marathon. Tabletop Live Network is a group of people started by the Brothers Muth and Ruel Gaviola who do a whole bunch. Usually they do once a month. They do 24-hour streams. They will go 24 hours and they'll raid into each other as the streams go on, just to get themselves ticking. So we are going to go and raid them. Let me just make sure I get this right. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Moray Robs and Geometric and everyone else who has come along into chat. We really appreciate you being here. Let me just make sure I'm getting the handle right, because I do not want to ruin that up. CCG, that is what I wanted to. Alright. So go and enjoy that and see how they go. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we will see you very, very soon as I go to the ending screen. Bye-bye.